A very interesting one, to say the least, comes out there and announces that he has a client that is coming for
Gee,
Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry?
who could that be? I wonder.
Well,
Gee.
tonight, yes, we're kind of, I guess we can say it already. Lance Archer was announced to show up tonight last week on AEW Dynamite, but did not show up tonight. He wasn't even mentioned on the show tonight. So when this promo happened, Twitter was raving that it's Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper. Well, after tonight and not seeing Lance Archer show up, I don't think it's as obvious as we thought it was going to be. But who do you think it's going to be, Dave? Who do you think he's referring to? And what did you think of the promo from Jake? I thought it was fantastic. I know a lot of people already say that Jake's one of the best talkers in wrestling.
Oh, definitely.
And I thought tonight was a really, really nice showing for him. Yes, that's what years of, alcohol and cigarettes will do to you. But nonetheless, I thought that was a pretty good promo. What did you think of the old segment between those two guys?
Well, Jake has always had like a raspy voice anyway. It's not just now it's because of
It's
his...
gotten a lot worse, though. I mean,
Okay, but he's always had that raspy voice, though. But Jake is one of the best ever. Not saying he's the best wrestler in the world, because he's not, but he knows ring psychology. He can have a good match without even being a good wrestler, because he knows what he's doing. Guys like Raven and DDP took after Jake because of the ring styles. Like Raven used to always go in the ring and sit in the corner.
Right, right.
Same with DDP because of Jake. But I thought the promo was great. I mean, of course, it's Jake Roberts. I mean, he's going to help. Man, if he's working there behind the scenes, we know he's going to do.
Bro.
Man, he's going to help a lot of people. They need people like Jake and Arn and Tully helping guys. Because those guys like that. Sorry, you said we got a new raid?
No, we
Sorry.
got Richie is paying forward the gift they got from Kyle King and gifted a sub to Truth and Loyalty. Thank you so very much for that. I didn't even know you could do that type of stuff. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Now, after not seeing Lance Archer show up,
Yeah, that's who I think it is.
do you think it's Lance Archer, or we know they've already we are a rumors and news show. If you guys are new to the channel and this is the first time you guys watching, Saturday nights we do a whole show where we talk about the rumors and the wrestling news going around. And a lot of the rumors was that Luke Harper was supposed to show up in Dynamite or in AEW in March. Well, by golly, it's March. So maybe this is their way of kind of setting up a Luke, I want to call him Luke Harper, but Brody Lee debut into AEW. But after tonight, where you don't get no mention of Lance Archer, not even delaying the debut, saying maybe he'll show up next week or anything like that. They didn't mention him at all. You would have to think that maybe it's Lance Archer going after Cody Rhodes. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, especially the way Lance has been tweeting too. His little tweets about it's all gonna end and stuff like that. I can't remember exactly verbatim what his tweets have been, but it's been something very dark and stuff. So, and he did mention Jake did like dark side's gonna come and I'm gonna all this crap. So yeah, I could definitely see it being
another gifted sub, Richie. Appreciate that, brother. They usually don't false advertise in Dynamite. They usually don't, which is kind of weird.
Put up tonight and after the show, or on Dart.
What do you think happened that they didn't show him tonight? Do you think it's because it's weird? Like they announced it on last week's show. And then all of a sudden, it's like
they said he'd be there this week, or they just say
he would be there on Dynamite this week. Yeah, they haven't.
I don't remember that. All I remember them saying newly signed wrestler Lance Archer. That's all I remember them saying. I never remember them saying he's going to be there next week. But maybe it's a slow build to it. They want to do something like slowly. Maybe have him show up in a couple weeks. Have Jake come out, cut some more promos. On Cody. Which it seems like Cody gets all this. No matter what happens, he gets all these big stories and all the big spotlights, it seems like.
Because
now you're bringing in
Jake. Caesar. I like that little line there by Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
MLW in the chat room says his hometown is in Rochester. Dynamite is in Rochester in 2 weeks. So maybe that's a way of debuting him there. But it was just odd to see him not mention whatsoever at all throughout the show, but maybe this is their way of kind of debuting him without actually debuting him. I guess I don't know.
Let's just hope and pray Jake shows up and stays coming.
Are you saying that he have a relapse, Dave, or is that what you're trying?
No. Jake is known for not showing up at shows he's scheduled to be on.
Well, I mean, he's good friends with DDP. And DDP's with AEW. Now you got Jake. All we're missing now, Dave, is Scott Hall, and we got the DDP trio, the yoga trio there. So
Jericho's there, so you can throw him. He's a part of DDP.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Richie Vargas, for the man. You're being very kind and generous.
There's been lots of stories where Jake has been booked at a show that is like in his home, where he's like 2 hours from his house, or even 30 minutes from his house, and he doesn't show up.
Oh, Lance posted that he wants to kill the Elite, said Noob. Steven2411 says he was supposed to premiere tonight. His 90-day clause is up in 4 days, I heard, said Richie Vargas, referring to Luke Harper.
I think more people were expecting Matt Hardy to show up tonight than anything after the Young Bucks tease.
Yeah, well, we're going to show that exact Young Bucks tease here in a little bit. Lucky they don't book Sid Barbaruski. Yeah, did you hear about Sid and WrestleCon? That was crazy shit.